So today we are going to talk about our beloved USDA Organic Super Greens. Super Greens are a great addition to any healthy diet, not used to supplement instead of green vegetables, but in addition to. And you will notice as you read the ingredients through our Super Greens that they are not common ingredients that you would be eating any day, every day anyways, because they're not easy to source from your grocery store.
Right.
No, so again, different kinds of ingredients in here, ingredients you're not going to get on an everyday basis. Each one is so nutrient dense, has so many benefits to help with, blood sugar balance,
Sure.
Maintaining healthy cholesterol levels and blood pressure levels. They are also, when I say nutrient dense, guys, they're like super high in protein, iron, vitamins, minerals, antioxidants. I mean, there's just so many things in this one little scoop of organic super greens. And I said organic again. Yes, it is USDA certified organic, which is such a huge, lengthy process, but a very, very important one when you're consuming, fresh,
From the
dried
earth.
fruits, whole food ingredients. Whole food ingredients, exactly. So some of the things I'll just go down the list, and I know Ryan will go into them a little bit more. Things that are in these, chlorella, spirulina, matcha. So you think about your matcha tea, it is non-caffeinated matcha tea. Do get that question a lot. Moringa. We used to have a moringa tree in our front yard. Yes.
Miracle plant.
Is that what? Yes, that's right. It's called the miracle plant. Aloe vera, super great for gut health. Dulce, dandelion root. Dandelion root is one of my favorite things for detox, guys. It is so, so important in the detox pathways. Really, really helps support your body's natural detox pathways. Alfalfa, we have our grasses, wheat, barley, oat, there's probiotics. And what I would think is maybe one of my favorite in there is the KSM 66 ashwagandha, which I know you will go into in a lot of detail. But ashwagandha really helps with, stress response, anxiety. It's super great, as well as hormone health.
Yeah.
Adds to hormone health. So Ryan, why don't you dig into some of the ingredients a little bit more, and then we'll...
And when you talk about nutrient density, the word superfood gets thrown around an awful lot. There's no real official or standard definition for that term, but the way we view it is just foods that are exceptionally high in nutrients. They're very nutrient dense, and they can contain micronutrients, which when we use that word, micronutrients is vitamins. And they also contain macronutrients. Not all do, but some of these do contain macronutrients, which are your protein, your carbohydrates, and your fats. And that's what's interesting about a lot of the ingredients that we selected for this product, is because you will be shocked to learn that some of them have as much protein on a dry weight basis as an egg. Sometimes 60+% of the nutritional content is in protein.
Right.
Or they might have fatty acids, right? Like DHA, EPA, or arachidonic acid. They might have some of these very beneficial fatty acids, and of course some carbohydrate as well. So when we talk superfood, that is what we're talking about.
Right.
So,
and nutrient dense, so it's like really low in calorie if you were to source these, each individually.
yeah, exactly.
But putting it all together in our super greens, 10 calories, right? No sugars. It is actually sweetened with stevia and monk fruit. So it is keto friendly. It is diabetic friendly. I do get a lot of questions on would this break a fast? And it depends on what kind of fasting you're doing, guys. A lot of people believe in anything besides water, it breaks a fast. And there's that, other schools of thought that under 40 calories or less will not break a fast, especially if it doesn't alter blood sugar, which the fact that this does not have any sugars in it, any sweetened, it should not alter it.
Dairy-free and gluten-free.
Yeah.
I know it's a common question, right?
You're right, because of the wheatgrass. And on here, we say gluten-free. What we have listed contains wheat, because wheatgrass is a wheat product. But due to the harvesting, guys, it does not contain gluten.
It's the earliest part of the plant. It's the first leaf, basically.
Right.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if somebody has celiac disease, that's a whole different ballgame. So I would just recommend discussing with your healthcare provider as to whether you can consume wheatgrass, but it is not a gluten product.
Yeah, no, it's not gluten. And very well tolerated for the most part. So good stuff. All right. So some of the things that we put in here, though, we went again going for those foods. There's really no cruciferous vegetables or like your standard run-of-the-mill grocery store type stuff. First of all, cruciferous, and a lot of people ask why not, broccoli. It's actually very difficult. It's not palatable. It's very difficult to mask the flavor profile. of those vegetables. So it's not ideal, number one. And number two, you can buy them and source them. And that's another thing that we always encourage is this is a supplement to also having a very healthy, well-balanced, nutritious plan that includes some cruciferous vegetables and some good, healthy whole green vegetables.
Right. So think of this in addition to that. Yep.
So one of the ones that I love, obviously, is big fan of spirulina. Spirulina, the World Health Organization deemed it a most relevant. It's a microalgae, but relevant superfood. It's been studied, I mean, just all across the board because of how easy and how fast it grows. And it's doesn't require any herbicides, any pesticides. It's very, very clean process. It's a blue-green algae, and they deemed it a superfood because it has such high nutrient density. So it's high in micronutrients, so high in vitamins, high in minerals, high in phytonutrients, which are the plant compounds, typically the things that give color to the plant. So we always encourage people to eat. We'll talk a little bit about antioxidants and oxidative stress today, but also very high in, and this is the one I was referring to earlier, high in macronutrients with 60% protein weight. It has essential fatty acids. It has some carbohydrate. But again, it's packed with so much power. But NASA's studying it because how easy it is to grow. We're talking about if we're trying to colonize Mars, they're talking about using spirulina and as well as chlorella, which is another ingredient, right? It's another microalgae. Just an incredibly easy, sustainably, ethically sourced algae that is super good for you,
Right.
And not readily available in our supermarkets.
Right. And things that everybody should be taking daily. So you will see in health food stores that they'll have individual supplements, chlorella, spirulina. You know, our goal was to get as many of these really powerful superfoods into one scoop, right? And something easily to be taken every day. Do you want to talk about the KSM 66?
I do, yeah. I think that it's funny. It's an underappreciated sort of, there's not a lot of awareness around ashwagandha, but it's been used for 6 millennia in Ayurvedic medicine, 6,000 plus years in Indian medicine. And it's been shown, it's kind of categorized as an adaptogen. It can help people with stress management is basically what it comes down to, but it's very, very beneficial for autoimmune disorders and inflammation. So some things in the inflammatory cascade, ashwagandha has been shown to be a very beneficial ingredient for that as well. So yeah, I mean, the thing about ashwagandha though, it's interesting is you can buy ashwagandha, ground ashwagandha and not even know it, but you're getting mixed parts of the plant that are not standardized. We often will talk about when we do extracts, there's a standard, we want to use standardized product when possible. So in this case, they're standardized to the withanolide concentration. And the KSM-66 is again, ethically sourced, sustainably sourced, Indian farm. If you go to their website and research about it, they have a huge commitment to quality and long-term growth and success of the plant and the use of ashwagandha. So again, it's only root, it's only the root, so no leaves, whereas you could simply buy a very cheap ashwagandha product and have just mix of, the stalk, the root, the leaves, and, you not have it standardized. So you really don't know how much you're getting. So very happy about that ingredient. And again, USDA certified organic.
Sure, each ingredient in there.
So many benefits with ashwagandha, guys. I'm telling you, if you're not aware of it now, you will be, even if it's just because it's growing. It's a segment of healthcare that is really starting to expand. And again, like I said, used for 6,000 plus years. And now we're seeing it more and more in Western medicine because we're slow to adopt these newer alternative therapies. So anyway, I'm hopeful that more people start really incorporating it into their daily lifestyle. So
at $18 for 30 servings if you're a member, 24 if you're not, right? So regardless.
Yep. So while you're mixing that, there's a lot of benefits. Lisa mentioned a few earlier, and we talked about inflammation. She talked about some blood pressure, some blood sugar control. Gut support is big, as well as liver support and detox. So those are some major ones too. Aloe vera, great for digestive health. Alfalfa, great for liver support. But I want to read you a few cool facts on the moringa. This is a really neat one, actually. It's called the miracle tree, like we said. We had one in our yard, but has 7 times more vitamin C than oranges. Okay, 10 times more vitamin A than carrots. Has 17 times more calcium than milk. Has 9 times protein found in yogurt. 15 times the vitamin K you'll find in a banana. 25 times the iron you would find in spinach. How about that?
It's pretty crazy. So as you see,
Powerful.
I just easily mix it up with our little mixer, which is also sold on our website. mixes it up very easily. And I mean, guys, this tastes, I mean, it's fresh tasting, it's earthy, it's palatable,
Mhm.
and just goes down smoothly.
I think so.
Put it with ice for refreshing drink, but you can also mix this into with our protein powder. You can mix it in with
Yeah.
our super reds. You can mix it in with, our essential aminos. I mean, they all can be blended together to kind of change the flavor based on your preference.
Couple other facts too. The matcha
Yes.
is the second most consumed beverage behind water worldwide, and for good reason, because it's high in EGCG and some other very important antioxidants and phytonutrients too. So matcha green tea is an awesome addition.
And like I said,
Yep.
caffeine free.
The dulce is high in iodine, so decent support there for
Thyroid.
Yeah, exactly. And then, of course, you talked about the wheatgrass and how we talked about how you only harvest the sprouted first leaves to avoid the gluten. And it is gluten tested. It's heavy metal tested. So if you go to the website, you can find the COA, you can find the heavy metal testing, you'll see typically the body, what the body tries to do when we're under stress is neutralize free radicals. Free radicals are they're generated in response to normal daily, like as part of our energy metabolism. But we also have stressors in life that really increase the amount of free radicals. And so that's why we need to be eating foods that are high in phytonutrients, high in the colorful plant compounds, because those are considered antioxidants. Those antioxidants are scavengers. They actually will go and they'll neutralize, like Pac-Man, right? They'll scavenge and they'll bind to and they'll neutralize free radicals. Free radicals, though, are the reactive oxygen species that we're getting. I mean, it's the cornerstone of chronic disease. It really is where most chronic disease starts, is as a high concentration or a repeat exposure to free radicals. Now, besides normal energy metabolism and how the body normally neutralizes them, there's things like noxious compounds. If you're living near the highway, or if you're working in an industrial job that exposes you to say diesel fumes or whatever it might be, but these are things that can also trigger it. High stress amounts can trigger it. High alcohol can trigger it. Certainly smoking can trigger it. There's a number of different lifestyle things that can cause this. Ultra processed foods increase the amount of free radicals that we have.
And some things we can control.
Yeah.
And some of them we can't, like you were saying, like work environment or where you live, or it's tough to control that. So you really have to work really hard to help remove those.
And even like things like sleep deprivation, not getting enough restorative sleep can contribute to it. Mold, mildew exposures. We were very familiar with that. It's kind of ubiquitous in a hot, humid climate like Florida. So we're very accustomed to that as well. Ultraviolet radiation. So, if you're out in the middle of the day between 10 and 4 and you're getting blasted in sunburn, a lot of excessive sunburn, that can contribute to a lot of free radical formation. That, guys, is exactly why we're talking about antioxidants. That is exactly what this product here is loaded with, packed with antioxidants.
Yeah.
So
got to take it daily dose.